Hey guys, it's Bjorn from Team Shift, and I'm bringing you guys a Blue Eyes deck profile. Basically, as a lot of you are probably aware, with everything that's going on in the world, a lot of us are in quarantine right now, and being in quarantine has given me a lot of time, basically, to look into playing a lot of decks that, maybe I wouldn't have had time for otherwise. One thing that I love to do whenever we have a ban list or we've got some new product is I love to look at, how much better I can make one of my old sort of favourite decks, and Blue Eyes is my absolute favourite deck of all time. So I thought given I have quite a lot of time, I thought why not have a look and see how competitive I can make the deck. So that's what I did. I tried to make it as competitive as possible. Unfortunately, it's not a pure Blue Eyes deck. There are quite a lot of engines in here, but I am looking at trying to make a sort of more pure, maybe Danger Blue Eyes deck. If that's something you guys would want, please let me know in the comments down below if that is something you guys would be interested in, and I'll see if I can put a bit more thought into that. But the reason that I thought I'd bring this to your guys' attention is that whenever I was testing it out online, all of my opponents in my games would, they'd say, "What is this? I don't understand what's going on. How have you ended on that board? I don't understand, why there are Blue Eyes in there. I don't understand what's going on, but the deck's really cool." And a lot of them would always ask me sort of at the end of our match if they could have a look at my list. So I thought, rather than just showing my list to every single person I play, why not just upload it and share it with you guys. Now, unfortunately, with everything that's going on, I've not been able to borrow cards. I've not really been able to buy cards. I don't want to put people at risk by asking them to go to the post office to send me cards or anything. So I have got a few proxies in here just because I've not been able to get the cards, so apologies for that. There will also be a combo tutorial video coming up soon as well. Hopefully that'll be up soon, and if it's already up, then there should be a link in the description below. So thanks, Michael. So let's get into it. So it's a Blue Eyes deck, so of course we're playing 3 Blue Eyes. It's really good. Basically, the idea of this deck is to try and abuse the Whitestone of Legend to gain loads of resources, and then basically end up with sort of a good combo using as many resources as we can. You'll see more of that in the combo video. And then I'm playing 1 alternative. I'm playing 1 because it bricks and you don't need it, but you do need rank 8 access, so it can help with that, especially as you are pretty much guaranteeing searching Blue Eyes anyway. So if you either draw this or get a melody, then that's fine. And then the last bit of the Blue Eyes engine, unfortunately, is just the 2 Whitestone of Legend. You do actually need 2. I'll try and show off 1 or 2 combos where you do actually require both of them in the next video, but you definitely need 2, but 3 is unnecessary. So that's kind of the Blue Eyes part of the deck. Then we have what I call the sort of the Crystron enablers, if you will. So you've got the 3 righty driver with the 1 lefty driver. This is probably the best normal summon of the deck, just being able to make the new Crystron card straight away. It's super good. It basically just opens up all your plays. And then the other normal summon I have is the 3 Mathematician and the 1 Jet Synchron to send off it. Again, this is really good. It's not quite as good as the lefty driver and righty driver, because this obviously requires you to discard a card as well. But I just thought having as many ways to make it with one or 2 cards as possible would probably be the best thing. So that's that part of the deck. Then the next engine is kind of the Chaos Dragon-y part. So we play 1 Safefoot Dragon, we play 1 Black Dragon Collapse Serpent, 1 White Dragon Wyver Burster with it. This package is really strong, and you get that off your guard dragons, and it basically helps enable a lot of your plays, which is really strong. And then you play the 1 Chaos Dragon Legionnaire and the 1 Galactic Spiral Dragon. These help with your rank 8 access, and the Legionnaire just having multiple effects is really good. It's really good going second, but it's also good to go first, either to enable you to make a rank 8 by reviving a Blue Eyes, or just ripping a card from your opponent. It's really strong. So that's another engine. And then the last engine I'm playing is the Rokket engine. So it's only small, but it's Rokket Tracer, Silver Rocket Dragon, Magna Rocket Dragon, and Absolute Dragon. The reason I'm playing these two and not two of one of them is because very occasionally needing the different names does come up. So I would advise playing sort of two different names if you can. If not, like, you know, playing two of one of them is okay, I guess, but they're cheap. And then I'm playing one Dragon Buster Destruction Sword. This is to go with the Union Carrier in the extra deck. Really, really strong. Makes your end board a lot better than it maybe would be otherwise. Then that's the monsters, and then for spells we're obviously playing 3 Melody. It's a Blue Eyes deck, we still want it. We've got the extra target of Levianeer to search off it as well, so that's really good, really strong. We've then got, to complement the Rokket package, we've obviously got 3 Quick Launch. One of the best spells in the deck, just giving you an extra extender is really good, or drawing it late in the combo sort of makes your combos a lot easier as well, so this is definitely needed. And then to go along with that, we play the 1 Boot Sector Launch, which we search out in the combo, so that's really good. Then we play 3 World Legacy Guard Dragon. Again, this is super good, it's needed. You basically need one of your Crystron enablers and an extender, so this or Reborn or Quick Launch or something to really start making your plays, so this is definitely needed at 3. Then we play some one-offs, so we play the Monster Reborn, the Foolish Burial, 1 for 1, the Dragon Ravine, which is searchable. That's most of our one-offs. And then to round it off, we play 3 Called by the Graves. It is a combo deck. We don't like hand traps, so we want to try and stop them where possible. So I decided to play 3 Called by the Grave. Deck is 41. A few things I'm considering with the main deck is actually to bump it above 41 and play a lot more. So things I have considered are things like a Dino Engine, which is another sort of 1 card Crystron enabler, so using like Oviraptor and Fossil Digs to send Carboneddon to get out your Galaxy Serpent, then make the Crystron that way. I'm also considering a really, really small Crusader Engine, which would literally just be maybe sort of 2 or 3 cards, like a Draco and Arborea, with the Magius and the Spather in the extra deck, just to help with the sort of Guard Dragon plays. I'm also considering things like Defrag Dragon as another extender, World Chalice Guard Dragon, because it has the sort of hand trap effect to protect your linked monsters, but also lets you revive a Blue Eyes to a link zone, which is really good. And then there's obviously other things like Dragon Shrine, more Dragon's Ravine to send things like Supreme King Darkworm, for example, just as another sort of dragon extender. And then other revival spells like World Legacy Succession, because you always have link monsters pointing somewhere, so it wouldn't really ever be dead. So that's the main deck. Then onto the extra deck. So we are, of course, playing Guard Dragons. So we have LP and Pisty. Really, really strong. They're the reason that I kind of wanted to try playing Blue Eyes again, because this obviously wasn't hit on the ban list, so I thought, you know, for as long as we've got it, why not try and abuse it. So that's them. And then we've got the 1 Striker Dragon, searches you the Boot Sector Launch, which helps extend your plays, really strong. Then we play the Link Rebo, which is needed for some combos, but it also allows you to do things where you have sort of a weaker hand. You can use the Crystron to summon out the Jet Synchron, turn it into a Link Rebo, bring back the Jet Synchron, and then either go into something like an Appaloosa or a Boral Sword or something like that. So it opens up some other plays. Then we've obviously got the Crystron and the Union Carrier from the latest set. These are also part of the reason why I wanted to play sort of a more combo Blue Eyes build, because this obviously opens up a lot of the combos, and then this helps you end with a stronger ending board. So they're both really solid. Then we play the Romulus and the Triple Burst Dragon and the Saryuja as part of our sort of dragon package. This helps you generate so much advantage. I'll show you that in the combos. And then obviously this searches you the Ravine, and this can help you get out of the Guard Dragon lock on dragons. So they're really necessary. And then there's 4 more cards in the extra deck that I would argue are 100% necessary. So one of them is obviously the Appaloosa. Sometimes you can make it before sort of 5 or 6 summons and then be able to play around Nibiru. Other times it's just another thing to end on to help interrupt your opponent, which is really solid. Then we play the Hope Harbinger and the Galaxy Eyes Photon Lord. Normally I won't end on Photon Lord, so he's not always necessary, but there are times where you can make both. It just depends on what deck you're playing against. But you tend to end on Harbinger sort of most of the time, but he is there as an option. And then the last card that I think is definitely sort of more mandatory for the deck is the Borrowed Savage Dragon. Just another negate for your end board is really solid. With the Rockets, you know, they give you much easier access to this card as well, so it's strong, definitely. And that means we have an extra deck of about 13 cards that I think you have to play, which means we have 2 flex slots. So things you can play are things like this sort of Galaxy Eyes package. Helps you sort of pop 2 cards when you're going second, if that's something you want to do, just by overlaying it on top of the Galaxy Eyes Photon Lord. So that's currently what I'm testing out. I'm not sure if I want to play it or not, but that's just one idea. Other things you can play are things like the Draglubion with number 100 Numeron Dragon, I think it is, because you have the Titanic Galaxy as well, so that's one option. And then obviously you can play more links if you want. So as I mentioned, you know, your Link Rebo makes it a lot easier to make things like the Boral Sword Dragon, the Borrowed Dragon, so they're really good. And then you also play a lot of level 1s in the deck, so you could play something like a Relinquished Anima, and it is a dragon deck, so you could play Hieratic Seal of the Heavenly Spheres if you wanted, just as another, you know, another piece of interruption when you end your plays. But that's the deck, guys. If you want me to work on a Danger Blue Eyes build, then I'm happy to do that. Just let me know in the comments, and keep your eyes peeled for when the combo video goes out, hopefully later this week. All right, cheers guys.